Okay. All right. Hi, ladies. Thanks for popping on. I know it's Thursday, and some of you are like, my butt hurts, my arms are sore. But we wanted to pop in here and just let you guys know every single week we want to go live with you guys. We want to have calls with you, not because we don't trust you and we don't think you can do it yourself. We just really I need that accountability myself, and I like just talking with you guys and seeing what you think, answering questions because some of you have asked me really good questions, and I'm like, Jesus, I have no idea. Like, let's go find the answer. And so I just think doing calls and seeing your guys' faces and, knowing that we're doing this together helps a lot. I know like that Snapchat group and the Mega Chain, the early bird group is awesome. You guys are phenomenal. Like some of you are getting up at 4:30, like just pushing play, just really silencing your excuses, which is absolutely incredible. Our group is growing in the morning, which is super awesome to see. We started with just 3 of us, I think. And so we've been growing since then. And I was just talking to Kelly. She said that the meal planning isn't as bad as what she had thought it was. And I honestly, that was one of the things that was at the top of my list, was to ask you guys how you feel about the meal plan. Like, is there something that's just like completely not working? Is there questions that you have with like your schedule? Is there, because I had a couple of questions about like if a meal doesn't work, can you swap it out with a different meal? Or I think the other one today was, if you don't get all of your containers in, should you just like skip it or add it, or those kinds of things. And so I guess I'm just going to open up. If you want, you can definitely just unmute yourself if you have any questions or anything about meal planning. Anybody switching plans yet? Everybody's staying on the same? Nope. Other than that. Green beans for breakfast. Allie's eating green beans for breakfast to get her greens in. That's funny.
We can't have eggs, so there's no other way to do it other than eating mixed veggies or green beans for breakfast. The girl that sits behind me is like, you're not really eating vegetables for breakfast, are you? I'm like, that's all I can do.
Yeah. But I mean, that's literally, that's what they said, like, don't make it hard, just make it super basic. And that's actually what I've been doing. Every morning I have like those egg muffins with my toast and peanut butter, and I have not changed it. Because I was going to change it the other day. I'm like, no, I'm not doing it. I'm just going to stick with it, because I know if I start messing with stuff, like I'm going to skip a meal and I'm just going to get off. But I've actually stuck with that, and I've stuck with that like crazy snack time 2:15. Like I literally just start laughing every time my alarm goes off at school. I'm like, oh, it's 2:15, time for the most random meal of the day. Like, because that's when I have like that cheese and grapes and then like random celery or something. Like my kids are like, what are you doing? I'm like, don't worry about it, I need to get my containers. So yeah, I mean, meal plan wise, like basic, sweet, awesome. Like next week we can try to, switch it up, or try to, mix in some different recipes and stuff too. Because I know that will help if we share those. How is, for those of you, I know a couple of you, like your bundles are still coming in, because I had that like delay with Recover. I had a couple of questions if they should start on week 1 on Monday, or if you wanted to start now and kind of pick up. That's completely up to you. That's totally your call. I have OCD, and I would definitely start on day 1, because I just have OCD and it would just drive me insane. Otherwise, what one of the gals asked was if she could do, like if she starts Friday, if she could do doubles for a couple of days until she gets caught up. That's totally up to you too. Like if you want to, absolutely. I know like the day that we did booty work, there wasn't like lifting and a lot of that stuff. So, I would say doubles wouldn't be, the worst. Probably not after cardio. I was kind of tired. But that's definitely up to you too. I just have OCD, and I would definitely start on day 1. So, that's completely your guys' choice too. I'm just trying to read through some of the questions that I had. Let's see. Workouts, meal. Oh, Kelly, I was going to ask you what your thought was. So Sloan had asked me today, she and one of my other gals that's in college, she couldn't get all of her containers in like at that meal time. Should she like, I hate saying skip it, because you need the food anyways. I don't care what time of the day it is, but you know, skip that, add it to the next meal, like just keep going. What are your thoughts? I don't know.
My thoughts, like today, I had a work lunch and, you know, did the best I could, right? But it was probably a little bit more than my containers because I didn't bring the containers in there, which I totally would. But I kind of forced myself to eat and I was like, okay, I'm done just because I was full. So I would personally, if you can't get it all in, like let's say you're supposed to eat at 3:00 and it's, for me, my 3:00 meal is a purple, a green, and a blue. The other day I spread them out a little bit. So I bumped it like 45 minutes and then I waited like an hour and a half. So that way, because I really, really think we should always get the amount of containers in. But if you are a person, I think some of my ladies have commented that it's really hard to get them all in because they feel like they're eating for like 2 hours. Mm-hmm. I would just kind of spread it out a little bit different, make kind of your own time nutrition, you know, try and stick to what Autumn says as best as you can. But, you know, it's life and we're doing this the best that we can based on our life circumstances. So I would definitely eat them, just spread them out a little bit.
Yeah. I felt awful. I'm like, I don't really want to say skip it because I would never skip it. It's just that, you know, don't get like so bogged down, especially I think it was a fruit since Plan B, you get like 3 of them anyways. And normally you only get 2. So it's not really like a huge difference. I would just say if it's a green, it's something that you might want to try to get in because greens are, you know, very good for your nutrition and results and stuff too, as well as protein. So just be careful with those 2. I would say yellows and purples aren't necessarily as like, you know, majorly. They're still important, obviously, otherwise they wouldn't be in it. But yeah, I would just spread it out and don't just like skip a bunch because then I don't want you to like not have anything, if that makes sense. So that was one of the questions that I was kind of just like, don't skip it. Try to, you know, spread it out or get it in when you can. And just know we're human, you guys. Like stuff happens. Tonight I had my whole wheat noodles. I'm pretty sure I had like an extra scoop full because I was just like, I don't know, I just needed a little bit of extra carbs and stuff. But it's not that I was like sitting there eating a bag of Doritos with my ice cream and my chocolate syrup and stuff like I used to. So, you know, we're human. We're really working through this, you guys. Hold on, Megan just said, struggling hardcore on getting greens in. Okay, so I am on Plan B, and so I'm not sure what the difference is between B, C, and D with the greens. But I would honestly say, you guys, if you do Shakeology and you have a blender, put like spinach in there. I'm not even kidding you. You do not taste it at all. It's a really good way to get greens in. And if you blend it up well enough, it literally is just like nothing in there. So that would be my one suggestion. I put spinach in my egg muffins and I don't taste it. I just taste the eggs. I know you guys, some of you can't have eggs, so that's kind of not an option, but maybe an extra like those veggies, you know, like the mixed veggies, so you're not eating the same thing. And I can always chew on peppers, which is really weird. Like I love bell peppers. So like if that's a snack for you, Plan E, switching to Plan. Yeah, I mean, and two, you know, Megan, if you feel like with Plan D, like there's a lot of food in there because I know like my husband was looking at like, you know, what plan he was and stuff, and we were looking at D and E and those kinds of things. And it's Thursday, and if you still feel like, you know, dang, that's a lot of food, you know, that kind of thing, I would definitely drop, you know, to D and see if that helps you. However, if you're on Plan B, I would really, really consider before you drop to A because coming from just my own experience these last 4 days, I've been on Plan A for, you know, like 2.5 years. And I'm not even kidding you. My body is changing like crazy. And I'm on Plan B. Like I'm eating food and my body is still changing because I really feel like I was depriving myself. I was burning a ton of calories before, which was awesome, but I was never refueling my body. And I was wondering why I was so like flabby and like, not like super tight, if that makes sense. And so I feel like my body is like shrinking and getting tighter now because you're adding like more fuel in there and your body's, you know, working off of that. So yeah, Megan, I would drop if you feel comfortable. That, I mean, it's Thursday, you know, Friday, Saturday. You can definitely change this weekend if you want to, if you don't want to change like, you know, midweek and stuff, because I know that takes some planning.
Yeah, it's just really crazy. Like, I feel like I'm eating literally all day long.
Yeah.
And I mean, even my coworkers are like, "Are you eating again?" I'm like, "Yes, but I can't get these freaking carrots down, and I'm literally just eating carrots all day long." And because I'm not a big vegetable eater, so it's like I was supposed to, I think I had like lettuce for a pre-workout, and I was like, I can't do this because like I have a texture issue.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I don't know really what to do because I'm super limited.
Those
on the whole
vegetable veggies are really good too. The ones you just can pop in the microwave if you're not liking like the raw veggies. Like we just get the mixed ones. It's corn, carrots, and green beans, and then green beans. I don't know because I tried carrots too, and it's just hard to choke them down.
Something I like to do too is, I'm not sure what you're doing for your proteins, but like if you want to make like a meatloaf or something like that,
Oh, that's a good idea.
A whole bunch of carrots and spinach and onions and peppers, or do like meatballs. I think some of the meal plans that I've seen have some of those. So that's a good, my daughter does not eat vegetables, so that's what I'll do. I'll just like, pulverize them almost and put them in there. You're probably not getting a full container of them, right? But at least maybe you're getting a few more greens. But yeah, like Megan said, I actually hate spinach and I'm trying to love it, right? But I have been putting a full green of it in my shake. And yeah, I make it with almond milk. I don't even taste it. And you could probably throw 2 in there and not even taste it. So, and that would get you 2 of your greens that you don't have to eat. So, those are just 2 things.
That's the plan. I just don't have like the Shakeology yet.
Oh, that's right.
So I'm like separating everything out, and that's the issue. Like we're like, well, let's go simple, and it's like all this food, and the only time like I can scarf greens down, like I'm making like green beans right now. I feel like this is the best time for me to actually eat vegetables, and not at 7 a.m. when I'm on my way to work.
Yeah.
Yeah,
till your shit comes, just try and do the best you can. Many people have been delayed, so
I would see the difference. Look at the difference between D and E, and just see what container difference it is. So if it's easy for you to drop tomorrow, like I would just go ahead and do that. Just see how you feel, because I'm assuming you're not like, oh, I'm super hungry, because you're constantly, eating with your meals and trying to get them in. Just see what the difference of containers is between the two. Because like way back with the 21-day fix, like A and B was a difference of like a purple and a yellow or something like that. Like it wasn't anything, overly dramatic, or like a green or something. So just maybe see what the difference is between the two, and just kind of go from there. But yeah, definitely when Shakeology comes in, it's so easy to blend into it. I was trying to think of, can you do like eggs and stuff?
Yeah, we are actually doing eggs for like our pre-workout.
Okay.
And so that one's totally fine.
Okay, I was going to say, because you could definitely do those egg cup things and then put in like extra veggies in there. Like I was going to put in peppers, but I didn't have any, so I put in spinach. But you can also put in like mushroom, like if you like any of those, because I know mushrooms I don't think they have a taste really, I guess. I'm just more of like a texture eater person, but like peppers, I love those. You could put those in there, just like to add in some extra veggies kind of wherever you can. Cassie said the same thing. Yeah. So she said add mushrooms, onions, peppers, spinach, tomato, like put your veggies in those too. And maybe with your job, that might be easy to just kind of grab and go too. Just until your Shakeology comes, at least.
Okay.
To help with that. That's a good question. So yeah, I would just see, I know Autumn said to kind of wait a week before you start messing like with changing plans and stuff. But I talked to a couple of other coaches, and they just had said that, they stuck with 4 full days of it, and they're just really, they needed more food. So they upped to B, and because they were on A or something like that. So I don't think that's, a huge thing if you would do it today instead of on Sunday or, whatever.
No, I agree. I think especially if you can't, like, it's not like you're in plan A trying to like go to F or something like that. If you're just moving one, completely fine. If you're wanting to move a couple, I would give it a week, and I would I think Autumn said gradually do it.
Mhm.
So like, let's say you're in A and you're like, oh my gosh, I need to be in C because I calculated wrong. Don't just jump instantly, because your body would not react very well. So go to B for a few days and then go to C. But yeah, Megan, I think I agree with Megan.
Yeah.
Both Megans, I agree with you.
It was like a 33 calorie difference between being an E and D. So,
Okay.
and I think the difference was like minus a green and minus a purple, which I'm kind of sad about the purple, but
Yeah.
the green worked.
Yeah. Yeah, I would just gradually, absolutely see how that goes. And over the weekend too, you can kind of play around, because you'll probably have a little bit more freedom than you did when you're at work. Okay, I'm just going to dive into kind of some tips I have for the weekend. So if you were getting on this call because you're like, I'm going to screw up this weekend and I'm going to ruin my entire week, like, congratulations. Like, we all have been there. Like, everybody has been there. Like, even though I'm a coach, like, I literally have been there. I did like a program, and I rocked it Monday through Friday. Like, even Friday night, like, I owned it. And then Saturday morning it was okay. And then Saturday afternoon I was like, well, it's not going to make a big difference. And then Saturday night I was like, whoops. And then Sunday morning I was like feeling like absolute dog crap. The cool thing about this is, like, Monday through Friday, you are rocking your nutrition, your containers, everything. Carry it into Saturday and Sunday, because honestly, like, if you start eating bad, like, let's say you are eating bad on Saturday afternoon, Saturday night, like, you're actually going to feel like crap on Sunday. And it's a good, like, alert. It's a good, like, holy crap, my body was on, like, on point, and now I'm like kind of feeding it back into like where it was before. And so, like, I think it's a good thing to have that like alert system, I guess, because that's kind of like, oh yeah, I probably shouldn't have had that. And then that's just kind of like your reset button. I have some people who, like, if let's say you mess up on Saturday for lunch or something, that does not mean that you need to like ruin Saturday night, Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon, and Sunday night and like feel like crap and then restart on Monday. If you are planning on anything, one thing that's helped me a lot in the morning is on Saturday, like, get up in the morning. You don't have to get up at 4 in the morning if you don't have to work. Like, I'm not going to, but I'm going to set my alarms back like so many hours. So like, let's say instead of, what time do I get up? Like 4:45. Instead of that, I might set it for 7:45 or, 8:45 or whatever. But then I'm going to reset all of my alarms, or like, just make double alarms, if that makes sense. So if that's something that you are planning on doing, if you're not planning on getting up at the butt crack of dawn on Saturday, awesome. Like, more power to you. I'm not going to tell you have to get up at 4:45, because I'm not going to. But I am going to get up at like 7:45 or 8:45 whenever the girls want to work out. But I'm going to reset all of my alarms. And so I'm actually going to plan Saturday and Sunday exactly like if I was going to go to school and be at school all day long. I'm going to put them in containers. I'm going to put it in the refrigerator. I'm literally going to set my alarms, and I'm going to act like it's, Friday, or, Thursday or whatever, even though it's Saturday and Sunday. Because like the weekend and your brain actually like don't get along as well as you think that they do. Like, your brain is just like, oh, fine, like I'm done or whatever. And the weekend kind of like, it can absorb you really quickly. And I know some of you work on the weekends and that helps you a lot. Those of you that don't, we know we have lots of downtime, lots of time by the kitchen, lots of time by the cupboards. Plan to go do something, like make plans to go, I don't know, go walk around like Target or something. Maybe that's not the best for your budget, but like, go plan to do something. On Saturday, I'm going to drive to Lamar's to spend some time with my family. I'm bringing my snacks. I'm packing them in the car. I'm driving back. On Sunday, the Vikings play, and I told my husband already, I said, I'm not crap. I'm not going to be drinking the whole time. And I just said, like, I'll still be able to watch the game. I'm still going to have my stuff. So I'm just making those adjustments ahead of time. And so, just really plan your weekend like it is, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. on that note, if you are going to do anything that's out of the ordinary, I would honestly like that last meal, because I think most of the plans are similar about that. Like the last meal for B is like your red, your green, your yellow, your orange. Like it's a lot of your food, if that makes sense. If you're going to have like some sort of cheat meal, like just put it in a meal. Do not make it a day. Do not make it a weekend. Just put it in a meal, get it done, get it over with, and then move on. I'm not going to, because like it just really messes with my stomach. I don't have a gallbladder, and so like, yeah, it just will mess with me. But the thing is, like, my cheat meal is like cereal. Like, I don't know why, but like I'm just like, oh, I can have cereal. Like that's like my cheat meal. But like if you are going to do it like a meal, not a day, like a meal, set it, get done, and like just walk away from it. Just because of the fact that like I just don't want you to like, oh, it's the weekend, and like just hate the weekend because you can't, you know, like indulge in like all of this stuff or whatever. So like if you have a wedding or something, like let's just say you're gonna eat the meal at the wedding, you're gonna be done and over with. If you signed up to not drink for the next 80 days, that's completely fine. You know, ice, like put like ginger ale or something, or, you know, juice or something in like a wine glass or something. You know, those kinds of things. I have not officially committed to no wine yet, but I haven't had any yet. And so I'm going to see how long I can go without having any alcohol. I have not, like, outside of like the little scoop of noodles, I have not cheated yet either, which feels amazing. And so I'm just going to keep going as long as I possibly can. However, I'm human, you're human. So plan it, don't let it happen, if that makes sense. Like plan, I don't want to call it a mistake because we're human, you know, plan that meal if that's something that you're going to do, and then just kind of keep going around it. Spend your day on Sunday like meal planning and prepping and getting excited for Monday. Sometimes we meal plan on Saturday instead of Sunday, and I don't know why, but like I always do better on Sunday if I'm meal planning on Saturday because I'm spending my time meal planning, and then Sunday I have everything ready to go. So I guess like just in short, my tricks that I have for the weekend is set your alarms just like you would, act like it's the weekday. Put your food in containers and put them in the refrigerator, just like you're going to go to work. You know, those kinds of things, and just grab from there. Because if you don't have something to grab, that's when you grab for something else. And then I'm also going to set an alarm for water, because when I'm at school, I have certain times of the day when I can go to the bathroom. So I try to drink as much before that time and then go to the bathroom, and then, you know, like those, you know, pockets of time. But when you're at home, you can go whenever. So I'm actually going to try to set an alarm to drink more water on Saturday and Sunday and kind of refuel with that. So I don't know, Kelly, if you have anything else.
Yeah, I have a few things, but yeah, I absolutely agree with what Megan said, right? I am a little scared for the weekend because when I'm at work, I have a plan and it's locked in, and I'm like, all right, I got this. I'm in control. The weekend, like Kaylee has a dance competition, and I'm like, oh my gosh. But as crazy as this may be, I'm going to pack my snacks because my other meals will be a little crazy because it's, you know, we're on dance time, and any moms out there, you know, dance time, it's crazy. But plan ahead, pack your food, like at least your snacks, right? Because your snacks, it's hard to, like if you're supposed to have veggies, unless you're going to like Quick Trip and like looking real hard, it's hard to get those. So pack ahead. Don't be afraid. So I'm in sales. I work in a corporate job. I have lunch and learns where vendors bring in lunch all the time. You don't be afraid to customize. If you're eating out, don't be afraid to customize it, right? So we got Houlihan's today. I did completely my own meal, but I was like, okay, I'm going to do salmon because it says it's a 4-ounce portion. They have brown rice and a vegetable, right? So don't be afraid to be like, okay, yeah, hold the cheese if you're not having cheese at that meal. Oh, can I do this carb instead of, you know, white rice, whatever. Don't be afraid to customize it. It's your life and you're paying for it. So whatever you want is the way I look at it. I think Megan did a post about this somewhere. Self-care is super, super important. And I have not done a good job this week. So when I'm planning my week this weekend, I'm going to add in, a couple days of like a bath or whatever. But Autumn tells you to go get a massage, right? Foam roll. Like on Sunday, she even has it a couple times. Really make sure that you're taking care of yourself these next several weeks, because super important to like hydrate your muscles, if you want to call it that. But a massage, a bath, like Epsom salts are great for muscles. So that was one thing I wanted to just, if you can this weekend, get in some like self-care, take a bath, just something to like help your body. So that's what I got, but absolutely what you said. So
I don't know. I made a post because I went to Walmart and I just grabbed like the first thing I found with Epsom salt, but there was tons of people. So if you have me on Facebook and you're like wondering about different salts and stuff, that's kind of why I posted that. So I had ideas for you guys too. There's tons. A lot of people said to get the actual salt instead of the like, I got like, I don't even know. It's not really liquid. It's kind of goopy actually, but has like some serious bubbles, and I'm like a bubble lover. So, but I had like a lavender, I think it was like Soothe and Sleep or something. And my husband like walked in and he was like, babe, are you going to get out of the tub? I was like, oh my God, I'm pretty sure I just fell asleep. Like I literally just was so relaxed. I've never been so relaxed in my life. Like I literally just push myself like to the last limit, and then I just have like a panic attack and freak out. And it felt so amazing. And I feel my body does not like, I feel sore in certain areas, like my arms from today, but my body is not as sore as I thought it would be, which is a good thing. That doesn't mean like I'm not doing anything in my workouts, because trust me, I am. I'm sweating my butt off, but my recover is working. My food that I'm eating is working. And that bath was freaking amazing. Getting in more water. I've never had so much water in my life. Like I literally told one of the teachers, I'm like, I feel like a pregnant lady today. I've been in the bathroom like every hour. But I've just been drinking a lot of water. And so if you just make sure you're rehydrating yourself, self-care, like she said. I literally went on Amazon and got a foam roller on there. And I got some of those metal shaker ball bottles that I was talking about. And then I can't remember what else we got. Oh, we got some PB Fit. So we just ordered it from Amazon. It's going to be here tomorrow. So, like you can get things probably quicker than going to Walmart sometimes. So if you need some of that stuff, take the time and do that. It's a good excuse to tell your husband you need to go get your nails done or something. Like that's self-care. Just taking care of you. Also on that note, I have personal development on there. And so I wanted to talk with you guys about that. Some of my challengers are familiar with that, and some of them on here are new. So personal development for a teacher is basically like we go to different places or listen to different speakers or those kinds of things to like better ourselves as teachers, not only like with our kids but like with our lessons and how we present them and those kinds of things. We need to do the same thing on your fitness journey. And I know as a coach, I do personal development for my business, but I also do personal development for myself. And so some people ask like, how do you get up every morning? Well, I've read a book and this book told me to do this, and so I've been practicing this. Or if someone's like, how can you share your journey on social media or something like that? Well, I've read a book called You Are a Badass, and like I've got into my brain because your fitness journey it's hard. Like it is. It's difficult. It's not anything that's ever been the same that you've done before. But the only thing is like you are in control of all of that. You're in control of what you read. You're in control of, what you do and stuff. And so I honestly would really recommend like diving into some personal development books. Or if you're like me, I don't know why I don't like reading, but I do. I just always fall asleep if I'm reading. So I always listen to like podcasts. I listen to like iTunes. They have certain like speakers on there. And I listen to like Beachbody has an iTunes thing where coaches just talk. But I listen to MWF Motivation, and he is pretty legit. It's about 10, 15 minutes. He just gets right to the point. Basically just tells you to get out there and go conquer the world, do what you got to do. He's just in and out. That's a really good podcast. I listen to Josh Coates. He's kind of like a push coach, but he's more of like talking to you about life in general. So it's not so much just Beachbody, but just like life. And then I've also like Tony Robbins, you guys probably know of him. He's really, really incredible. There's, Grant Cardone, there's tons of inspirational people out there. And then another thing is like, Audible books, like you can get those, you can read them on there, have them read to you if you highlight them and like push play and stuff. So I would just really find something to dive into. I do use rap music sometimes for my personal development. I don't really know if that counts, but like sometimes when I get home, I just put in my headphones and I just listen to like 2000 like hits or like rap music, and I just sit here and I just like listen to it and get kind of like hyped up from it. That's something that I use to boost my mood, and then obviously like reading some personal development books. So if that's something that you are doing right now, that's awesome. If you have a book that you love, can you throw it in the chat? I know there's lots of teachers on here. I have a group of students who challenge me every day to drinking water. Oh yeah, perfect. That's cool. Yeah, there is a lot of teachers on here. I just noticed that. Getting kids involved, absolutely. Grace, not perfection. I have not read that one. I need to read that one. Finding your, is it Moxie? Is that how you say it, Steph? Yeah. Okay, 1 second. I'm gonna go get I have like a giant box of books. Here, I'll just turn it around. Okay. I literally have like this one's a really good book. Mindset. This one, I Am That Girl, if you've ever heard of that one. It's a really, really, really good book. This one will change your life. You Are a Badass. And I can, I'll put a list of these books on here. This one's a good book if you just want something for your life. This one, The Obstacle is the Way, is a good book. I told you guys I have all these books, and I swear I've read them all. Eat That Frog, that one's a good one. This is why I get up in the morning, because that's the hardest thing that I used to do. So that was the first thing. These ones are kind of businessy ones, but The Magic of Big Thinking, that's actually a good book if you just want to kind of push yourself. That one's a good one. That one's kind of a business book. If you've ever done the Shift Shop, Chris Downing, this was one of the books that he recommended. Purple Cow. I know there's a lot of Midwest girls on here. That one is actually good. This one, I don't know if it counts as personal development, but I think it should. It's like one of my favorites. I can't believe they're having another kid. This one is very, very good. Remember I was talking to you about Grant Cardone, Be Obsessed or Be Average. It kind of goes with 80-Day Obsession. And then this one, people read this for business, but the 10X Rule is also a good book just for life too, because it's kind of like you get to like that last rep. Do you give up or do you give one more? So that kind of 10Xing your life. So, and I can put a list of those too on there, but I have a lot of personal development books, so hopefully that helps. 5-Second Rule, that was the other one I was forgetting. Miracle Morning is a very, very good book. I have that one somewhere actually. Let's see. Okay. Nobody's Perfect. I have not read that one. I should probably read that one. Silencing Your Mean Girl. I think I sent that to one of my coaches. That's a really good book too. Trying to think if there's anything else. But let's see. Okay, questions, anything you guys can think of that we didn't cover. And this call's a little bit shorter than the last one, but just weekend tips, getting inspiration, motivation, keep going. We do have that morning group if you guys want to join us. Usually I try to get on there by 5:15. And I usually leave it open till like 6:30 because then I got to shower and stuff. So if you want to pop on with us, you definitely can. I think Allie and Nicole are still on this call, but they always like text and call everybody and wake them up. So if you ever need a phone call or something, they literally just like wake up and like text everybody. That's what they do. And then trying to think, is there anything else I'm missing? I think that was all I have
Like,
on
so
here.
just make sure to meal, like we talked about at the beginning, make sure to meal plan and meal prep this weekend, because week 2 is always kind of when I struggle. Like week 1, you're excited, right? Like I seriously couldn't sleep Sunday night. But then week 2, you know, you're starting to crave more and you're just like, I wouldn't call it frustrated, but you're just like, it's like, you know, not as juiced and excited. So make sure to set yourself up for success this weekend, ladies. So
Yeah. And know too, like, no workout is going to be the same. Like, that's awesome. Because when you do, like, the 21 Day Fix is an incredible program, and I'm not going to bash it by any means because it saved my life, but it's 7 workouts. And so on Monday, you kind of know what to expect. You know, you've done it before. That 3rd week, you know, you kind of can say the things that Autumn says, like, while she's working out, because you know, have heard her. But this is all different. Like, this is all new. I know that, you know, like the first day versus like Wednesday, different parts of my body were sore, or like tender. And like I said earlier, like the back of my arms are tender from holding myself up. I've never realized how weak I actually am. You know, sure, I have can have muscle definition, but my arms, I'm so weak upper body. And so like holding myself up this week and, you know, doing push-ups and stuff, like you know, you're going to get stronger. Week 2 kind of weeds out those people, who aren't all in. And I don't want to say that to scare you, but I'm trying to say that for myself, because I am that person who is like, oh, I'll just plan on Monday. I'll just do it on Tuesday. No, we need to do this together, like as a team, get ready on Saturday and Sunday, you know, meal prep, share recipes. You guys have been asking tons of questions in that group and sharing like pictures and quotes. And that's what we need. That's what we need is support. You know, because that's something that I can turn to, you know, in the morning when my alarm goes off. Like it went off this morning and I was like, I can get 5 more minutes. But then I knew that Allie and Nicole were waiting for me, like, to message them. So I literally got up, you know, and didn't, you know, spend the next 3 minutes sleeping. 3 minutes is 3 minutes, but still it pushes you to get up, you know, knowing that you guys were here. Like I was grabbing that granola bar today and I was like, I'm not even hungry. My girls aren't eating. Like, I'm not even hungry. This is stupid. And then I went on Facebook and I messaged like all of you guys. So I really feel like the more you pour into this group, the more you show up on calls, the more you message or ask questions or post or whatever it is, you guys, the more engaged you are, the more you're going to, like, the more fun you're going to have, the better results you're going to get, the more committed you're going to be, the more like all in you're actually going to be, you know. And so I don't know, I just really encourage you to, even if it's out of your comfort zone, like just talk in the group, put a message in there, like, you know, post a quote or something, grab a recipe or whatever, you know, it's totally up to you, but just go all in, you know, show up, be committed. And then the last thing I have results written on my notebook. Okay. So Sunday is going to come. 7 days are going to go by. Kelly's going to measure, weigh, take pictures. Jill's going to do the same thing. So's Nicole. So's Allie. So's Steph. So am I. When you do that, promise me one thing. You're going to keep your eyes on your own paper. Because the thing is that gets some people bogged down is maybe Kelly, I'm just saying this, maybe Kelly has 20, 30 pounds she needs to lose. Maybe Jill's just wanting to tighten and tone her butt, you know? Maybe Allie and Nicole are getting ready for a wedding. Maybe Steph just wants to have bigger arms than her wrestlers. Like, you know, people have different goals. You know, people have different things and different reasons why they're doing this program. And so honestly, like if you lose 5 pounds and I gain 2 pounds, awesome. Like we had a change. If the scale doesn't move, who the frick cares? You know, a gal went through 80 days and lost 3 pounds, but she, you know, shed 20, 30 inches. So just know that your journey, every single square on this computer, you guys are all different than everybody else. Nobody is the same. So if on Sunday, if you feel like sharing and you're like, hey, this is a non-scale victory, my pants finally fit, or I had to go get new sweatpants because my drawstring is just shot, you know, or, you know, whatever it is, like we will congratulate you 110%. Just know, keep your head down on your own paper. It's your journey. Focus on that part. it's okay to celebrate for Kelly, to celebrate for Jill and Robin and all of those people. It's definitely okay for that. And I really do encourage that, actually. Like, I encourage Sunday check-ins. I encourage measuring. I encourage weighing. I encourage pictures too. Because when you have all three of those, that kind of puts your mind at ease that, okay, if week 1 didn't go so hot, cool. I have week 2 to tackle. You know, if week 1 was amazing, awesome. I'm going to step it up week 2 anyways, you know, like just really focusing on your own journey. Because I know people fluctuate differently. Like, some people might have been bloated when they took their photos. Some people might have took them at night. Some people, you know, everybody's journey is different. So please just promise me that on Sunday, everyone's going to literally just, you know, focus on your own journey and we can celebrate everybody else. So hopefully that kind of like smashes that part, because, I want you to be proud of yourself. I don't care if you don't lose and you don't get, you know, anything. If nothing changes, know that you just push play, you know, 6-7 days this week, you know, so keep that in your head too. A lot of you guys are up like 4:00 in the morning. Like, that right there is an award, like, you know, and, you know, you made it on a team call. Like, you made it on a call last week, you meal prepped, you made a change. You, even if you push play twice this week, congratulations. Like, that's better than nothing. You know, keep your eyes on your own journey and really celebrate those little things, because I swear they will add up. Those little things add up. Day 1 to day, you know, whatever it is now, all of it adds up. So just keep your eyes on your own journey. And yeah, promise me though, you'll take measurements, pictures, and weigh yourself. I don't care if you don't like to, just do it anyways, because you'll be, you know, just blown away by the time you get finished. So, literally taking pictures. They do. Pictures do. Yeah. Because when I first started my journey in like 2015, I lost like 20-30 pounds right away. And I literally have been the same weight for 2 years. And it's so frustrating because like my body has changed. I've gotten more muscle. You know, people are like, oh, how did you do this? Or I'm like, I still weigh the same. So don't put like the scale. Don't make that a huge issue. You know, measurements are going to be wonderful. And then Christina and her sister, the Delgado sisters, they were talking about like with the 21-day fix, it's 21 days. So you might not, we call it Shark Week. I don't know if you guys call it Shark Week or not, but that time of the month, like just know your body's going to fluctuate too. So let's just say something happens and you're weighing yourself on Sunday. Don't you dare like break down because, you know, your body is changing. It's going to happen. So, you know, just be aware of that too. So when you're measuring and weighing and stuff, we call it Shark Week. I don't know. I think that's what everyone else calls it, right? But
I've never called it Shark Week.
Me neither.
Autumn calls it Shark Week. Oh my gosh. I'm going to Google it. I'm going to post it in our page. It's Shark Week. Come on now.
I love it though.
I do too. I was just, at first I was like, what are you talking about? And then it clicked that's what you
And then you're like, oh yeah, you are really weird. So that's probably what you're talking about. I'm going to find it, you guys, and I'm going to post it. And you guys are all going to be like, oh, she was right. I'm pretty
sure.
So
I just have a question just kind of before it ends. Not really a question, just a recap.
Yeah.
So when you say, like, you miss one of your containers during the day, and then, like, the main thing was not adding a color to another meal, but you're also mentioning not to skip it. That's where I'm kind of torn, because it's like I don't want to add a color where it's not supposed to be, but I also don't want to miss something either.
Yeah, so my honest opinion is, like, let's say you are eating meal 2 and you have half of a, oh my God, that is the cutest dog I've ever seen in my life. Oh, sorry. And you're eating a banana and you only get half of it and you have the other half left over. And you have to wait 20, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, an hour, that's okay. But if you're waiting like, 3 hours, then I guess I wouldn't add it in, because that's what Autumn said not to do. However, I'm not going to tell you to skip. I don't want to tell you to skip a meal, if that makes sense. And I can actually put that question in the coach test group and see what Autumn says or see what somebody else says, or I'll search and see. But honestly, what I've been doing is I missed a green on Monday and I just left it out and just kept going, because I was like, well, crap, what do I do now? Because I was at school. I didn't have anything else. And so if I had a green container for supper, I probably could have had a little bit more green than normal. Is it going to kill you? No. Is it going to ruin your results? No. So I'm not going to tell you to skip because, I don't want to. I just would try to get them in a target time. It says 2 to 3 hours. So you know what I'm saying? Like if you're at 1 o'clock, but you eat it at 2:30, it's still part of like that meal, maybe just spread it out a little bit farther.
Yeah, I don't know. I had like 2 of the containers done, and then I like completely forgot about my green container, and then it came up to be the next meal, and then I just skipped it completely.
That's what I did on Monday. I'm not telling you guys to skip meals, but because it's my body, I can skip it, whatever. But I was at school. I didn't have a choice. I didn't have anything else to eat. And so I could have ate it at supper, but I was full after my meal for supper. So I just didn't. So I can look in that.
Another question. So like technically I'm on plan A, but I've bumped up to B. Not saying like I'm having a problem, but just for curiosity, if you've been doing plan B for the whole week and you're still like feel like you're still starving or like still hungry to the point where you just want something, is it a good idea to try C then? And if that's too much, then go back? Because like, I don't know, it's just a question. Like if you bumped up and you're still starving,
or will your body just get eventually like somewhat used to it? Like you're just in a change and your body's like, okay, I'm so used to just like snacking all day, like just try to stick it out. Just tell yourself like, not hungry, like just need some water, just give it time, like don't just jump around, I suppose, is my question.
I didn't really want to call you out, but that's what I was asking.
I would not jump around. Like if you started in A and then you're like, oh my gosh, I need more food, I wouldn't instantly, like you've jumped to B, I wouldn't now go to C. I would give it 3 or 4, 5 days to let your body adjust. And like Megan said, she's so used to that snacking, and maybe you are too. So just really try and get the water intake, if you're like, oh, I'm starving. Because I'm on B and I have been hungrier. But Monday, Tuesday, I felt like I was starving. But if I look to my 3 weeks before, I was probably eating way more than my allotted calories. So my body's just kind of in reaction mode. So my advice would be give it some time before you would jump again, especially if you started in A, going to C, and I don't know what your goals are, but that would be a bigger jump. So I would give it at least probably 5-6 days and just increase your water. Make sure you're doing your containers at the time nutrition. If you're still hungry but you keep forgetting a purple, well, there's one answer, right? Add in that purple. So
yeah, and I would say too, if you're on plan A, girl, like go to plan B, like get some food. I would be more comfortable with you jumping up than down, if that makes sense. Because after like watching Christina's video and just listening more about time nutrition and about nutrition itself, the more food, like the better you're going to look. It sounds crazy because like everybody always thinks like cut carbs, cut this, and I'm going to lose a bunch of weight and look amazing. Well, you might cut weight, but you're not going to tone. You're not going to build muscle. You're not going to get any sort of abs or butt or anything. You're just going to be a skinny, flabby like person. That's who I've been for the last like 2 years, and I've been trying to build muscle and trying to, build that. And like this week, my legs have been changing already in 4 days. The more you eat, the like more results you're going to get. I'm not going to go say like go to plan F or anything, but like don't starve yourself, like fuel your body. So yeah. And like, if you're missing a couple of containers, try to plug them in, but check and see the difference between A and B. And maybe, this weekend or something, you try to plan for B next week. Because I'm on B right now and I would not drop to A. I am just like,
I didn't even give A a try. I just started at B. So that's why I was kind of curious.
And if you want, absolutely try out C. Like it's not going to kill you. Honestly, when we get to phase 2, maybe even phase 3, I might bump up to C just because I want more muscle definition and I want more. You're not going to bulk up. You're not going to get fat. I hate when people say that. I used to like think that. You're going to tighten, you're going to tone, and you're going to look shredded. And I think that's, if you're on the call, that might be something that you want, And if you want to lose weight, that's going to happen too. But you might as well lose it and tighten it, instead of drop it all and then, work really hard to tighten and tone, kind of do it at the same time. So,
kind of to piggyback to what Megan said, having gone from that anorexic person to what I am now, she's right. Don't back off on your containers. The more you eat, the better it's going to be. That's the kind of stuff like they tell you in your classes that you're kind of forced to take when you're going through all that. And so, no, she's right about.
Thanks. But yeah, more food. We want to eat food. I love, though, the fact that, like, people are like, I have so much food, I can't get all this in, because, like, there's some people that are sitting in their, like, bedrooms right now drinking water because they can't eat anything, and it's just awful. Like, you can eat so much food, and I was telling Aaron, I was like, I can't believe I've been sticking with this for 4 days. He's like, well, you've been eating like a horse. I'm like, okay, but I have been, like, I have actually been eating, he's so nice, you guys, like, he's just the sweetest, but, like, I have been eating, and so, like, I'm not hungry, like, he is a snacker hardcore, and so, like, tonight he was snacking on pretzels. I'm like, peace out, I'm gonna go drink my water and I'm gonna go work, like, I don't need that. Like, I've gotten to that point where I've kind of, like, stopped snacking, which feels really good. And then also, let's see, is anybody working out at night on here? Yeah. Okay. How do you guys feel like once you work out, post-workout, are you doing a meal after that, or do you do all 3 meals in the morning? I was wondering on that.
All 3 of my meals are in the morning, and then it's a pre-workout meal literally as I'm driving home.
Yeah.
And then there's that Energize, and then I work out at 5:30, and then it's literally like eating, like, my last meal is at 8,
okay,
which is really late for me.
Right. So that post-workout, kind of like what Jill said, is your supper. Okay. I was going to say, just make sure you get that in, because Autumn was, like, super adamant about, I don't care if it's 9:30 or 10 o'clock at night, get your food in, because when you wake up in the morning, like, your body needs that while you're sleeping. Because I actually used to do that to myself. I used to, like, work out really hard in the morning and at night, and then I wouldn't eat anything. So I'm like, oh, if I don't eat anything, like, I'm going to lose weight. But I was actually, like, retaining more. So I was actually ruining my results. I was, like, wasting my time working out because I wasn't eating and refueling my body, because then it just starts to, like, store. So, yeah, I know it's late. I know 8 o'clock's late. Farmer's wife, like, we used to eat at 8 o'clock before. It was awful. But, I mean, if you're working out, you're probably hungry, so that's a good thing. But, yeah, make sure you get it in, no matter, even if it's right now, eating a salad. Is Steph still eating? No, she's not. But yeah, thank you for that. Cause I was actually gonna, I eat my pre-workout at 4:30, cause with teaching and stuff. Okay. Yeah. I was just wondering, cause with teaching and stuff, there might be a couple days where, like, I do a workout after school, and I was just wondering how you did that. If you put all the meals above, does it feel like a lot of food if you do all 3 meals plus the pre-workout meal?
It's a ton of food. Like I said, my coworkers are always like, why are you still eating? So, because I'm eating at 7, 10, and then at 1. And then the pre-workout is at, like, 4. Then working out 5:30 to 6:30. And then it's literally 7 is recover and 8 is.
Okay.
So it's pretty heavy in the morning.
Because I was wondering, too, when you had said that you felt like you were eating, I was wondering when you were working out. Because for me, like, I wake up, eat my eggs, and then I work out, and I'm like, I need more food. And all I get is recover and a banana. I'm like, I need some damn food. And then, like, like, by that time, I'm getting ready and going to school. So I was just curious. I wonder if, like, you swapped out one of those meals and then put it, I don't know, I don't want to make you eat, like, super late.
Yeah, because right now getting to bed on time because I'm eating so late is really difficult. So it's like literally 11:30, almost midnight before I'm falling asleep, and then we're up at 5 a.m.
Okay, so if you're up at 5, what are you doing at 5? Sorry, I'm, like,
waking my husband up for an hour. I don't technically have to be up till 6, but okay. I have to get him up. So
and you eat at 7?
Yeah.
what if you eat right when you get up? Like, you know what I'm like? Because Autumn was saying that she gets up and she gets her son up and gets him ready for school, and then she was eating like after she dropped him off at school, but then she was getting lightheaded and stuff, so she started waking up eating her like meal one or whatever, and then she brought him to school. Then she had her pre-workout and then worked out, and then it was spaced out a little bit differently. I just wonder if you play around with like the meal options, because you can switch them. You know, like right away in the morning, have like a bigger meal. You know, so then when you're at work, you can your smaller meals are the ones when you're at work where you're not like, I don't know, constantly like force feeding yourself or something too.
Yeah, I do the smaller one at breakfast, and it pretty much just builds up.
So what if you did like, you know, because she can move meal 3, right, to meal 1 if she wants to. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like what if you did that? Like what if you had like a really good breakfast, and then, because then you wouldn't really feel like you're constantly like feeding right before you work, because I couldn't imagine like all that food all day and then working out. I mean, I know it's a lot of fuel and you need it, but we were complaining about having eggs and spinach and toast for breakfast before we worked out. I wonder if you do
like we're doing like carrots and what else am I eating? Hold on.
Look at that on the refrigerator.
Like carrots and an apple, and I have like some shake mix from other stuff that I've been doing for now. And that's like breakfast literally as I'm driving to work at 7 a.m. And sometimes I don't even get to finish it until almost 9 because of the way my work schedule is.
Okay.
But yeah, I think Megan's onto something. And I think Autumn talked about this, like having your biggest meal if you can do it in the morning, right? So maybe, yeah, if you don't have to go to work, if you're just waking that hubby up, you know, maybe you have a few things prepped so you're not like cooking for 3 hours in the morning, right? But maybe switch around that bigger meal so you can get a carb, all of that like in the morning, and then kind of rework your times a little bit. That might just something to try next week for you to maybe not feel like you're eating all the time and rushed, and maybe then you can have a smaller meal after your workout.
And if you drop plans too, that might help.
Yeah.
Drop a plan and then rotate and have like a really good breakfast. And then, you know, you have like the other meal, and then having like, so going backwards instead of building, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
because then maybe it'll be easier on you too, and you're still refueling, which is awesome too. So yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah, just something to try, Megan. So
okay,
sweet.
Anyone else have any questions for us?
Okay, what was your favorite workout so far this week?
Cardio.
Loved it.
Same.
I'm gonna go with the AAA. I thought that was good today.
I like AAA and booty. Cardio.
I could do cardio every day.
we just got done doing quarter-force. We're like
sweat. Like, to me, the other ones, I mean, I sweat, but not like I did on quarter-force. So it really, like, I feel like I'm not doing a thing. I feel like my calories used to be like 400 to 500. Now it's like 2 to 3. And I'm like, what is happening? I just feel like I'm not burning enough, which.
Yeah. And the crazy thing is, like, with those bands and stuff, like, we probably are going to see, you know, results quicker. And then when we get to phase 2 and phase 3, like, I'm really excited. I know it's phase 1. Like, that's something we have to remind ourselves too. But yeah, like, when we got done, I was like, I miss quarter-force. Like, I was like always like exhausted, drenching sweat, but I'm actually like seeing quick results, if that makes sense too. Like this week I have been. Or just feeling different results and stuff too. But
yeah, if I could skip cardio day, I'd skip it.
Yeah, I actually burned more calories doing AAA than I did cardio.
Yeah, it just depends on the craziness and stuff. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I was yelling at my husband on cardio day, so I burned quite a few calories. But if any of you guys work out with a workout partner in the morning, like I love you guys on here because no offense, I can like mute and just like work out. He does not mute. And I feel awful because he's actually like working out, but what?
I've known Megan and Erin since college. I can attest to Erin not being quiet.
I know I saw Robin, her daughter was on the screen. Did she ever ask you like 21 questions? Oh, here, let me.
Am I on?
Yeah.
Okay. About working out?
Just about life in general.
Not too much. She just like is a talker. So just talk, and I'm like trying to make out what she's saying. I still can't understand half the stuff she says.
I think I have a 260-pound toddler.
Although she did kind of gross TMI, but she did ask, why do we poop out of our butts? Last night. So I talked about digestion. And she's just like, okay, that's enough. She was done.
I literally get like, what time are we getting up? What workout do we have? Do we need bands, sliders? Do we need weights? How long is it? Well, what are we doing? Which workouts do we have to do? What's tomorrow's workout? Like, and I'm just like, like I don't have enough energized for this.
Yeah. When I do